Today, we're debunking 5 common myths about candle burning for magic. Now, I have burned candles for people for around 40 years now. I've seen what works, I see what doesn't, and I have literally burned thousands of spell candles for clients and for myself. So, all of this is based on my experience. You might have a different experience, but this is what I'm seeing. Myth number 1. It does not matter if you snuff out a candle or you blow it out. A lot of people will say, don't snuff it out. You're going to suffocate the spirit of the candle. Don't blow it out or you'll blow the magic away. I snuff out candles. I blow out candles. I do not see one itty bitty bit of change in their efficacy, whether I'm snuffing them out or blowing them out. They all seem to work exactly the same way. So snuff, blow, don't care. Do what feels right to you. And that brings us to number 2, which is it better to burn your prayer candles or your spell candles? And I'm talking the glass encased spell candles all the way down at once without interruption, or is it okay to put them out and start them again? The answer is yes. You can do either one and they'll work just fine. Now, here's the difference. Think about magic as pushing a heavy box across a warehouse floor. You want to get the box to the other side where your goal is. When you burn the candle straight through without interruption, you have a continuous push on that box. Push, push, push across the floor. If you light it, burn it for a couple of hours and stop, you send energy to the goal, and then you stop sending energy to the goal when you put it out. You light it again, you send energy to the goal, you stop putting energy to the goal when you blow it out, and so on until that candle is done. It's all got to do with how you want the energy to flow. Now, if you light it and walk away from it for 3, 5, 7 days while that candle burns, then the candle is doing all the heavy lifting. That's going to affect its efficacy because you're not there usually with the candle all day, every day. It'll still work. Trust me, it'll still work. But if you're burning it for a couple of hours a day and you're sitting there with the candle during those couple of hours or that hour while it's burning, feeding constant energy into it and being very focused and very present for that spell, using heavy visioning while you do it, that's also going to pack a punch. So don't feel bad if you're in a place where you have to put out your candles in order to be safe or because that's what feels right to you. It's also okay to put out that candle if you achieve your goal. And then you can use that candle for the same purpose later if you have that need come up again. So full burn, partial burn, does not matter. Next question, is it better for you to burn the candle on your own, or is it better to hire a professional like me to burn it for you? The answer is yes. And here's why. If you hire a professional and it's a person of integrity, you can usually guarantee they have great experience working with candles and feeding energy into them in a very targeted way. That's extremely valuable. Also, you have privacy because you're not going to have the candle burning in your house. You don't want the guy you're dating to walk into your house and see that you're burning a come to me candle with his name on it. Usually you don't. So there is a sense of privacy to having somebody else do the work. So there are benefits of it. Another benefit of having a professional do the candle for you is the professional is objective. They aren't letting their fears and apprehensions and concerns cloud the energy and interfere with what the candle does. They can just zap it with the energy, burn it efficiently, and let it do its thing. So big points for a professional burning your candle. If you burn the candle, number 1, it's less expensive. Number 2, that professional that you might hire can absolutely not want your goal to be achieved as much as you do. We all try. We really want our clients to be successful. When professional witches have clients come to them and you do spell work for them, there's a part of you that kind of hopes they're not going to come back. Not because you don't like them, but because you want them to be successful. You want them to get what they want. But I can't want it as much as you want it, because you have the power of that burning passion and desire inside you. You can harness that and put it into the candle. On the other hand, if you are overwhelmed with emotion and can't focus because of the emotion, that's going to interfere with your ability to effectively send energy to this. So those are my suggestions for you doing it versus someone else doing it. There are pros, there are cons. Now, here's your ideal solution. If you really want a heavy punch, get a professional to burn the exact same candle that you burn. Coordinate with your professional to light it in a tandem burning at the same time of day, and then compare notes when the candles finish. This way, you get the best of both worlds to get energy to that goal. Is an expensive candle more powerful than a cheap candle? Now, when we talk about expensive candles, we might be talking about how the candle is made. For instance, beeswax versus paraffin. Or we might be talking about a carved candle or some intricately made candle. Now, the quality of wax is important. Now, most of the candles I burn are paraffin, but I do favor beeswax. Beeswax is more porous and it does accept the energy better, so I can pour more energy into a beeswax candle, especially the ones that I hand roll, than I can into a prayer candle. However, that prayer candle is going to last 3 to 5 days when I let it burn. So it's going to be a sustained push across that warehouse floor. So in that case, the more expensive beeswax candle might have a little bit more punch. But as far as, do you need to buy the candle, say, from me? It already has the oils in it. It already has the herbs on it, already has the glitter on it. It's ready for you to just light up. Eric and I have both empowered that candle for you, so it's ready to go. Or is it better to just go to the Dollar Tree and get a candle that's a color that resonates with you for that goal, prep it yourself, and burn it yourself? Either one of those are going to work just fine. And I know people who do amazing spell work with grocery store candles or Dollar Tree candles or the cheapy emergency candles from Walmart. It doesn't matter. What matters is your intention and your ability to focus on that spell work. Next, if I'm burning a candle and it explodes and the glass breaks, does that mean I'm under attack? Or does that mean someone is trying to prevent me from achieving the goal that I want to achieve with this candle? Or does that mean there are spirits here that are interfering? Or does that mean that the spell work is doomed and I've failed? All of those are probably no, but here's what you look for. Number one, is the break catastrophic? By that, I mean, can you safely continue the burn? If you can't, of course, you're going to put out the candle, wait a day or two, and then start again. Now, if it is not catastrophic and you can continue the burn safely, just light that sucker up again if you need to, or just let it burn. Now, I'm a huge fan of not interfering with a candle's burn if you can avoid it at all. I don't adjust wicks. I don't dig out the wax. I don't do things to the candle. I let the candle do what the candle's going to do. But with broken glass, I'm looking for a particular pattern, and that is, what is the black soot on the candle doing? If I see a huge line of black soot all the way down the inside of the glass, then the candle explodes. I start to think something is interfering with this candle burn. Something doesn't want this goal to happen. Now, that could be something as simple as insecurities or fears on the part of the client. It can be somebody else whose free will is being affected by the goal and they don't want that to happen, even if they don't know the magic is occurring. If they don't know I'm burning a candle, they're just wanting this not to happen is the energy that can stop the candle, depending on how intently they don't want something to happen. So if I'm seeing black soot on the inside of the glass, what I'm going to do is stop the burn. I'm not going to do another burn for this candle right away. I'm going to burn a blockbuster candle or an Abre Camino or road opener candle to get rid of the obstacles first. I might recommend a spiritual cleansing for that client to get rid of any internal resistance they might have. Then we try that candle again and see what happens. Now, that's assuming there's black soot on a rupture. Let's say there's no black soot. We've got a perfectly clean candle, glitter all up against the side of the walls. It looks beautiful, and then we have a rupture, especially if the rupture occurs in the last hour or so of the burn. What that tells me is that science is still a thing. This means that the energy that we're running through that candle was stronger than the integrity of the glass, and that isn't a bad thing. It means the candle was so receptive and our energy was strong enough that when the energy culminated at the end of the burn, the candle glass exploded. Now, we want to make sure because of this, we're burning our candles safely. I burn my candles inside pots. I start them out on my altar so that the energy of the altar and the things I put around the candle can go into the candle and really infuse that goal. But at night when I go to sleep, I take all of them and put them into pots so that if they do break, my house isn't going to burn down. And I'll say again. So all of those candles are going to go into pots for me so that it's safe if it does rupture. So I celebrate if I see broken glass and it's a clear candle. Yay, we really knocked that out of the ballpark. We got some really great energy going on that spell. So broken glass does not always mean that there's a problem with the spell work. So if you have any questions about any of these things I've said, or you have comments, or you have experiences that you've had, just put them down in the comments and we can talk about them. I'm very responsive in comments. So to recap, you can snuff a candle out, you can blow a candle out. I have personally not seen any problems with any of those things. I have not seen any problems with candles that are burned all the way through as a full burn that is not interrupted versus partial burns an hour or two, however you're doing at a time. There are benefits to both. I don't see detriments to either one. So it's whatever works best for your life and what you want to do. Now, a codicil to that, I do not recommend repurposing candles. Now, I'm a thrifty witch, let me tell you. But if you used a green candle for money drawing, I usually don't recommend using the same candle for healing or whatever else you're going to do for that is not money related. Usually we like to keep it in the family of the goal that you had before. But if you had a money problem and you wanted to get your light bill paid, and halfway through the candle burn, your aunt sends you $500 because she's thinking of you and that pays your bill, it's okay to put the candle out and put it aside and use it to draw in money later. You can use it for the same goal. But I wouldn't mix goals on candles. That doesn't seem to work too well. As far as you and a pro, good things about you burning it because you're going to want it more. Good things about a pro burning it because they've got more experience and they can be more objective. The price of a candle doesn't matter. Now, it's nice to get candles that are already fixed, meaning that they've already been prepped for your goals specific to you, and all you got to do is just light that sucker up and let it go. That part's nice, but it's not necessarily. You can learn online by reading how to do a candle, how to set it up for your own greatest good. Broken glass is not always bad. Sometimes it's something to celebrate. So those are the 5 candle burning myths that we're busting up today. Again, if you have any questions about what I've said, or you have comments about your experiences, feel free to put them down below in the comments. Also, if you want to order any candles, or you want to order a candle burning, or if you want to have me read the glass of your candle, you can do that at crossroadsoccult.net, and I'll link that down below. Now, when I talk about reading the glass of a candle, after you've burned your prayer candle, you still have a lot of information that you can glean from that candle, having to do with how the soot is arranged on the inside of the glass, how clean it is, where the glitter lines go, if you have any leakage, if you have any label release, if you have any seepage through, all of those things can mean something. And it's really beneficial to read that to know how the energy was received by the goal. So again, crossroadsoccult.net. We're happy to work for you. We're happy to work with you and send you candles. We're happy to applaud while you do your efforts all on your own. We just want you to get the goals met that you want to achieve. So that's our 5 candle myths for this week. And I hope that you have a magnificent week full of magic and energy and good stuff. Bye-bye.